いこうと思います。よっしゃ。それもこうもう病院に戻るんやね。よし。墓場、墓場抜けていけるんか。どっちが早い？申告とか書いとったらちょっとあんま行くん嫌やな。まあいいや、抜けていっていこうか。どっち？これ行かれへんのか。こう抜けてまっすぐ抜けて、とりあえずまっすぐやな。開くかな。開くか。開けへんな。どうする？ん？
This is despicable.
行かれへんかな。
Best turn around if I were you.
どこや？
Did you hear me? Get them weapons ready. We found one. Die, vermin!
はい、チューチューチューチューいただきます。これ戻るだけでも大変やな。
Best be on your way home. Wouldn't come any closer. See that gravity close. This one's a top.
もう一回のチューチューでかなりやな。よっしゃよっしゃ。あ、いたっ。よし。
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Hmm? これなんや。で次どうすんのやったっけ。あ、報告か。いろいろ探索。はい、報告。あれあれ、お前やったな。見ちゃった。
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
ほんまや、この
You
人。
killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
なるほど。
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well, but I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some
お
kind
一人
of
さんいらっしゃ
insanity?
い。
It feels like the voice of the vampire
今
that
レディ
created
アシベ
me.
リーとずっと喋ってます。
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but
まさか違うやろうけど。
are you my maker?
Me?
うん、そうや
Goodness
な。
no. Only a foolish
誰やろ
immortal
ね。
would create a progeny without taking precaution. And I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
難しいな、難しい話やな。
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear.
移動中に出てく
They
る
are
人間
sworn
た
to
ちはそういう
destroy
ことな
our
のかな。
kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
そして次は実質の血液分析。ここでいいんかな。ここかな。
The flower's dying. It needs water.
ここか。お、あ、出た。作れるやん。よし、分析。何ができた？軽度のスタミナ血清。これちょっとボス用で置いといた方がいいんちゃうか。
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
ヴァンパイア感染症について詳しく調べる。最近のホワイトチャペル訪問によってロンドンの人々にとって現状が絶望的であることと、この脅威に対処するには人々が全力で協力する必要があることが確実となった。原因と結果とほぐしようがないほど複雑に絡み合っている。ドロシー・クレインは非合法に、貧者を治療するために窃盗や恐喝で十分な金を集めることを選んだ。だが彼女はあのお粗末な救護所で必死に臨死の患者を救おうともした。結局我々はあの哀れな男性を救うことはできなかったが、ラズバンの血液の分析結果はウィリアム・ビショップの血液と同じく非常に不安定なものだったため、スペイン風邪がヴァンパイア感染症に関係していることは確実になった。これら一連の出来事をスワンジーに博士に報告し、医学専門家がヴァンパイア専門家の観点からの意見を聞くべきだろう。なるほど。なるほどね。関連してるんちゃうかと。だいぶ充実してきたね。催眠レベル2やったらもう不要っつったらあれやけど、もうちょっといけるな。何が足らん？あ、これか。普通のハンドルやったっけ？普通のハンドルがあと1個。
Edgar, could I get your profession?
Please speak.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
なんかおかしいこと言い
Why,
出してん
you,
な。
my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
恐ろしいこと考えてるな。
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
まだ墓場行けと。ここやね。はいはい。ほんならちょっとあと確認しときたいのは、競争剤が全然足らんな。6個。1、2、3、4、5、6。1、2、3、4、5、6、7。7？そんな作れるんか？疲れてるんやな。あ、いけそうやな。これだけ作っとこうか。
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral.
そうやな。
Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Goodbye, Nurse
こ
Hawkins.
の人は元気か。あれ、どこ行った？
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks anyway.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
普通のハンドルやったっけな。これか。はい、薬あげますよ。
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
みんな頑張ってますね。
Do you require medical assistance, Nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
お大事に。ヒポクラテスの誓い。どういうことや。
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
ちょっと目合わせてくれや。
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
この人ちょっと昔かたぎの医者ちゃうかったっけな。
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
いいことや。
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
なかなか言うね。
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
はい、お母ちゃん。
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
あと何人？
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
たまにはちょっとちゃう人と話す機
Good
会がで
evening,
きてえ
Mr.
な。
Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Oh, sweet girl. This shift never went like before. I never could keep anything from her.
どこやったかな。ここか。ん？違う。こっちか。おっとおっとおっと。
Good evening, Mr. Elwood. Soldier?
Not really.
As long as you
don't think you can do much.
Goodbye for...
裏口回って。あれ
Have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife? I hope that might help.
I cannot enter.
はい。
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of...
Don't take too many risks.
And that is a...
Please show me.
Of course.
ああ、はいはいはい。まあ、足らんかった時のやな。で、あとは、頭痛持ちの人やったな。どこ降りたところにおったな。あ、おったおったおった。これこれこれ。
Good evening.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you, I'm not like other doctors you may have consulted.
分かってますよ、あんたの体調不良は。
You risked your life to save me, after all. It would be impolite to refuse your counsel.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
確かこれやな。
As a soldier, you're expected to kill the enemy to survive. Guilt is a powerful emotion and could lead to feelings of suffocation and oppression.
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I would kill if it happened again. Violence is part of who I am.
ああミスった。うわいや最悪や。
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What
ああこっちや。そうやった。俺何を間違えたの。
Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your
こっちから会話進めなあかんかったな。
I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
この人のもほらもう失敗やん。治療は全員終わったな。
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about is their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
相当医者嫌いやな。
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
それはどこ行った？上行ったのか。
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your rounds as usual?
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight?
War was...
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
順番間違えたな。こっちからやったな。一瞬こっちやになってた。こいつがネズミ恐怖症か。
What it happened last year following an artillery.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up.
それはもう最悪や。
Goodbye, Mr.
ああミスったな。違う。ここが次が片頭痛、風邪薬、片頭痛。風邪薬あったっけ？あるな。オッケーオッケー。よっしゃ行こうか。どっちや？ やな。ああ、もう方向音痴か俺。こっからでいいんかな。あ、こっち戻ってから行ける道あるな。
I can't believe I'm doing this.
おるな。この先やな。2人。3人。噛んでる間は無敵やもんな。またおった。とりあえずこいつや。うわっ、やってきたなこれ。すげえな、この作戦やっとったら絶対負けへんやん。タフやなこいつほんま。あ、そうや、改造するの忘れてる。ここにもおるやん。やったろ。おいおい。じゃあ行くぞ。
This is not the place for you, sir. One of them! We have to stop it! Hit that leech as fast!
あ、ちょっとレベル上やな。
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
妹ゾンビ化して襲ってくるんじゃん。 嫌やな。こっちか。あかんかんかんかんかん。強っ強っ強っ。まあでも隠したよな、レベル10。クローめっちゃ強いな。こいつなんやねん。うわ増えた。よっしゃ。あー強いな。ちょっと4匹か。一気に大変やつ。ここに行くにはくるっと回っていかなあかんのか。いやいやもう2匹か。赤。あーくそ。あーくそ。よっしゃ。はい、1匹にしてもらうな。よっしゃ、1匹。よっしゃ、危な。初めて入るな、ここ。探索もしといた方がいい。あー、おるな。こっちやな、こうやな。次はまっすぐ左斜め前の道やな。
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a
こっそり
discreet
参
spot
列
to
できる場
attend
所を
the
探る。
ceremony.
母親生きてんねや。
My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait.
どこ行ったらいい？はい。
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father. The soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Thank you, my lady. I will.
Good. But be careful. If I found you here, others may too.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
すまんな。すまん。安らかに眠ってくれ。 これ誰や。展示を読める人を見つける4分の1。ちょっと寄ってみようか。この辺やな。なんかこの中から入っていった記憶がある。敵がおって、おい、あかん。うわ、4匹。やばい。ちゃう。あー、やば。おら。あかん、いや。ちょっと回復。あかん、お前後ろから来んなって。やばかったな。もういけるやろ。危な。上におったんかい。あ、違う。あっこやな。こちゃうかったっけ。
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
ああ、まだあかんか。
I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
危な。ほんま死にかけた。そしたら、行こうか。
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
おお、強そうやな。うわ、やば。
Lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon.
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
警告しに来たんか。
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Die, vermin!
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
プライベートの問題です。いやいや、信用したれや。ここや、これ。
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
ただ妹というか大切にしていた女性とだけ。いや、これはっきり言った方がいいか。
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened?
言っていく？
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
おっと。右上は違うな。誰が悪いのか解き明かす約束する。どうか許してほしい。 こや。
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
何か変わる。
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
そしたら薬配ろうか。あれ？ここ全然やな。この神父とえらい違いやな。外で何喋り続けて、もう一人の神父はめちゃくちゃええやん。不明なイベントが発生しました。とりあえず薬配っていこう。どこら辺やったっけな。お、出てきたよ。
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, Do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that.
ちょっと金の取り方お前せこいな。ちょっと下水わお前。俺はあんまり付き合いないなお前みたいな。
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. Made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. Have you heard anything about...
Not really.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Heard it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
またむちゃくちゃ言うとんなこいつ。800やもんな。多分1200、1000ぐらいやろこいつ。まあもういいか。
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
なかなかやな。こすい商売してんなお前。
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I
can try to help your body heal, sir. But you must stop destroying it.
The war destroyed me, Doctor.
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not recently.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even...
この人探さなあかん。
no match for the Swanborough cordial. Good evening.
Have you any news?
It seems her dispensary isn't so busy.
Goodbye.
どこおるんかな。どこであったんやったっけな。ちょっと忘れたな。ストーリー進めようか。これ息子の方や。
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
口悪いほんま。
Have you
never heard of her?
まあちょっと親父も調子ようなるからちょっと落ち着いてくれや。それで病院帰ろうか。
Good evening, Xiaoshu.
What?
Oh.
Have you...
I heard...
What are you doing with your time, now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
なるほど。
That's very charitable. But why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
なるほど。
Goodbye for now.
頑張ってください。
It's locked, all right.
Best turn around and crush the leads, boys!
うわ、おいおいおいおい、やばいやばい、うわい、ちょっとあかん、ちょっと一回逃げる。やばっ、何あの杖で光パー見してくるやつ。あ、強い。よっしゃ、危な。ああ、これか。これは良くない。うわ、強い。ああ、惜しいな。 あーくそ。よっしゃ。うわ、やばい。あー強っ。パワーアップしてるやんけ、雑魚敵。なんかおるな、また関わらんとこ行こう。うわっ、あー待って。こいつはよくない。後ろに小さいな。あ、やばい。くそ。ああ強っ。合ってるな。 お前か、俺をこんな目に遭わしてるのは。強そうやな。
Be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Tell me what you are.
I am the whitened bones and blackened soil. The land made blood coursing through thy veins.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave.
なんや、全部会話できるんかな。
So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
ちょっと改造しよう。ちょっとしんどくなってきたな。よし。良いハンドル部品。多分ないやろうな。ヒットした時ブラッド吸収。ああ、そういうことか。これちょっとブラッド吸収でいこうか。両手武器とかどうなんかな。この辺いけるんかな。スタミナ、いやスタミナいいや。薬作っとこうか。顔面神経痛めっちゃ使うな。まあ一個は持っとこうか。程度回復結成作っとこう。てか弾ないんじゃん。
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
何がどうなった？
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
あー、なるほど。なんかこいつの性格的なもんもあるんかな。いやまあ、
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
John Hampton 倒したんやろ。
If you don't mind,
I'd be delighted.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
Perhaps it was a skull. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
What exactly happened here while I was absent?
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
How did the guard of Prewin come to hear of this?
McCullum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in. I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCullum, actual leader of the Guard of Prewin. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I can guarantee one thing. The Guard of Prewin would never dare to attack the hospital while I'm in charge here.
Thank you, Edgar. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
港かまた戻る感じやな。その前にその病室はどこや。
What on earth happened here?
ほんまやな、下あれへんやん。引きずられていって、ちょっと話そうか。
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about...
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran...
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all...
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Goodbye, Nurse.
ジョー・ハンプトン。まあこれは関係ないよな。ああ、これか。
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman, butchered by some savage scowl.
二人これわけ合わないか、むちゃくちゃやなお前。やってみてもいいけどな。いやちょっとわかん、なんか変なことなりそうやな。
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
巨大だったんだ。そう、めっ
He
ちゃで
was
かかっ
bigger
た
than a man, huge in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence.
ヴァンパイア集団だな。
Take my advice and stay well away.
ろくなことないんや。
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Have you embraced this woman? Like the other patient, this Mr. Redfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life. Unless they ask.
これ聞いてみようこれ。
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
姿勢がよう効いてるんやね。
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
常に飢えてるんやね、あんた。
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the...
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
I'd like
まあ
to...
人によってはちょっと嫌やろうな。まだ普通のやもんな。玉買おうか。ああ。
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that cabin.
そしたら次は戻る感じね。
Hey, Doc.
What can you tell me about?
All I know is I ain't letting anyone rip my throat out in my sleep.
How is your hospital?
This is a shitty place with shitty...
I'll leave you. It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
I'd head back if I were you, sir. Easy!
うっさい、後ろちょこちょこちょこちょこちょこちょこ、こいつさっきこうさ。
Christ! He's dead!
危ない。失礼。おるやんけ。さっきと一緒に来んくてよかったわ、ほんま。いた。全然見てんかった。あとちょっとやろうか。あと30分ぐらい。ちょっと一回用事であるんで一回抜けます。で一応また予定では7時8時、まあ晩ちょっと時間またツイッターで、告知します。今のアカンは全然見てへんかったな。どこだここは。ああ、はいはい、こっからか。ああ、まあこうやって避けていけるんか。いけるんかこれ。なんかめっちゃやり合ってんじゃん。おるな。まあどうやらなあかん。 どこにおる？あっち奥おるんかな。あ、でかいやつどこ行ったんだよ。こいつをやっつけなあかんな。あ、うっざ。あかん、スタミナ。あかん。増えたやん。よし。うわ、あかん。やばい。あかん。強いわ。急に強くなった。また3人おる。おるわ。多いな。誰から行こう。こいつやな。あかん。やろうか。おわあ、うっざ、あいつ。あ、やばい。やばい、逃げろ、一回逃げろ。倒した？ああ、オッケーオッケー。こっちか。 2人。ちょっとな、体力やばいな。来いや。いてて。あっ、やばいやばいやばい。ちゃおお。ん？誰？
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
多分売ってるだけやけど。
That's who I am. Who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Oh.
What can you tell me about...
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina said...
More efficient? Really? You should probably...
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation around here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Shorthampton well.
OK やな。
Goodbye.
よし。ああ、情報集めろって。
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
これか。ああ、息子か。
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
なるほど。
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use Booth like I use everyone else.
Ah, missed.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened? But you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that?
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
なるほど。
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
何がある？普通か。特にやな。どうも。
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire?
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
What do you do for a...
I drink. I drink.
Why do you drink?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death.
You seem very...
That's because I am.
Don't you...
I'd love to, but I don't have the time.
あるちゅうやな。
Is there anything in...
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood.
No reason at all to rejoice, then?
Let me tell you.
All right.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could...
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb.
You lost people.
I've lost everything. But you know what the word...
I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you ever find the place...
なるほど。
Is there anything in particular?
How dare you say...
Why are you...
Cynicism is the polite one.
No reason at...
Let me tell you...
Another time. Surely you must have had...
Sure. I wanted things to change.
Do you really think that...
No. I believe we all can choose.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom what's about him.
フラフラやな。
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Goodbye.
さっきおったの誰か。あ、これか。あれ
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Poor boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
なるほど。
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I could make you tell me, but I respect you.
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that...
Goodbye. Evening, miss. I'm much...
Welcome back.
What can you...
People don't appreciate...
You look concerned.
This is a bad borough. Most people...
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems... How shall I put it?
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory, then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name?
Ah.
Or my complexion?
そんなつもりじゃない。
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find...
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London, and here I am.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Oh, あるっちゅう。
It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
なんかないかな。
I think I'm losing my mind. I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
ちょっと時間ちょっと差し迫ってきてるんで一回ちょっと中断しようかな。隠れ家どこやとどこやったっけ。んこれか。あれあんた誰？
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What can you tell me?
It's all about staying out of trouble.
Have you ever thought...
Where else would I go?
Why do people...
They call me Rufus the Curse.
What do you do around?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir.
What do people say?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work. What with my head and all.
Are you alone?
I don't know.
So you have no home?
No. I mean, yes. I live...
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs...
Why do you think she's so
I can't say, sir. I guess...
ステラフィッシュバーンまだ会うてないな。
Do you know a man who lives...
Sorry, sir. I don't know...
Well, I don't think you should talk to him.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to...
So long, Rufus.
This is the bad part of town. I hate it worse. Away...
おー、なんかおるやん、そこら中に。
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be...
I was just being polite.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fiddick.
シーマーフィッシュバーン。病人多いな。
Do you require med?
あるよ、持ってますよ。
And is it your purpose as well?
What can you tell me about?
A shithole filled with maggots.
Are you thinking about someone?
No. Hate them all.
Is there no one who deserves your...
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent.
What's your...
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's only good...
You seem upset.
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be...
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for...
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint.
Actually...
Really? Well, go ask someone else then.
友達かやっぱり。
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
この辺やねんけどな。あ、行き過ぎや。どこやったっけな。どっからぴょって行けたはずやねんけど。あ、これや。薬作っとこうか。 じゃあパワーアップだけして今日は終わります。一旦終わります。何がいいかな。スタミナやな。スタミナちょっと増やそうか。600。ちょっと待ってよ。どういうことや。これつけようか。バリバン。これがまあタクティカルパネル。スタミナ使いたくないねんな。不意打ちみたいなのができるんか。どっちやろな。悩むな。ちょっとまだ回復量増やそう。1300いった。ない。5足らん。くそ。体力やな。どこまである？ここまであるのか。スタミナ増加。スタミナ増加。よし、これでいいや。よし、治ったね。安定いいね。それ何やるか。また見とこうか。セカンドクエストがまだまだありそうやな、ここは。これは分からんねんな。てかまた病気だってないこれ。競争剤ばっかりやな。風邪ひいた。ここも風邪ひいた。ここまで行きたいな。ということはこれオッケー。では今日は、一旦、終了させていただきます。よかった。アプリエラーも出なくて、無事に、何のあれもなく、ゲーム進めれたのでよかったと思います。ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。また、ツイッターの方で告知いたしますので、また、見に来てください。どうもありがとうございます。よかったらチャンネル登録お願いします。